And he's got a superb victory. The team really wanted that. You can see they worked so hard right across the pitch to get the win.
Yeah, and that's, like we said after the game Friday, we performed really well Friday, and we didn't get what we deserved, and there was a real determination to get the 3 points today. And we knew it was a massive game, not just for us in terms of points, but for the fans and for the club. And I'm absolutely delighted for those players in there and for the fans, because it's been a tough stretch. It's been a real tough stretch, and what with the injuries and not scoring goals. But today, we scored two, but we could have had a hatful, absolute hatful, and we were a real threat. We changed the side around a little bit, more or less through necessity, really, more than anything. But from minute one, there was a real energy and desire about us to go and get the win, and that, they couldn't cope with us.
And even without Phil Smith and Captain Glenn Wilson from that defence, it was a real never say die attitude that Woking were not going to pass. They weren't going to get anything out of today.
Yeah, I mean, from the start, we shut down the centre, and Dan Holman blocks it, and that was the signal for everybody that we were at it. And the midfield three were around the ball. We wanted to play our front three in the way that we did, and we just got around the ball. They were causing absolute mayhem in the first half, and they couldn't cope with us. Their front players couldn't get in the game. We had too much energy for them. We passed it when we had a chance, and we did the right thing when we were put under pressure. So. Second half we were just a little bit too anxious towards the end. There were some really tired legs out there in the final pass or something, but we looked like we could score every time we attacked.
And you say that the midfield three were particularly outstanding. Was that formation by necessity, as you said, or was it to counter Woking's threat?
We haven't scored goals, so we need as many goal scorers on the pitch or forwards on the pitch, and we just felt, the other day. Manny and Forbesy and Sam Hatton played so well together. Obviously with Will missing, Jordan, I thought he was outstanding at left back today. And Andre's been chomping at the bit, waiting for it. We needed that energy. Brett's been suffering with illness, and he felt he could play an hour and get as much out of it as possible. And then he managed to play the whole game. So we looked a threat all the time, but when we did the right things behind it, when we needed to clear it, we did. When we needed to pass it, we did. And we picked the right option, most of the times, particularly in the first half. Second half, when we got a little bit tired, we made a few mistakes, but there still was a real desire to stop that ball going in our box.
Yeah, and getting the early goal was crucial. And as you say, that the front three, Brett as well, getting his first goal in open play for a while, he was back to his old self.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted the front three to play together, and sometimes when you play a three, they can get too wide, and both Andre and Dan Holman aren't wide players; they're centre forwards, and effectively wouldn't play three centre forwards playing as a centre forward role. And we knew that if our midfield three moved the ball together, it would allow both our fullbacks, who are naturally attacking wise, to get forward, and it worked. And we got it into the front three. They linked up very well, and when they had some up there from behind, they played and set, and the next one went in. And when they could turn, they turned, and really caused so many problems that they didn't know what to do with us.
And I think Woking will say that maybe they didn't play as well, but that's because particularly the midfield broke up the passes. Their passes were going astray, but that was because there was a shot shirt all over the place.
Exactly, it's about shutting them down. I don't think they're a great side anyway. I think that they've got a goal scorer who's scored a lot of goals, and they've got a lot of experience in their side. But whether they're a good side, they beat us by a free kick down there. But there was nothing in it down there. But we were by far and away the better side here, and that's. I don't think anyone here can disagree with that. Gary will probably disagree with that, but he disagrees with most things I say. But even Steve Thompson said that we deserved it, and we did. And that's because we didn't allow him to play, we didn't allow him to get on the ball. Josh Payne, who is a very good player, wasn't allowed the time and space, and we shut down areas, and we made life very, very difficult.
And a little bit of a nervy finish after they got the goal back, but that's the way Old Short Town do things. But they never really got up ahead of steam, even in the second half from 2-0 down, and it would have been a travesty with any other result.
Yeah, absolutely. We had Forbes had a good chance. Dan Holman's hit the bar. Dan's adamant it was a penalty. He got booked for diving. We've had good areas. We've had Brett just had one whistle past the post. We've had loads and loads of chances, and that's not forgetting about the chances where we could have slid people in and had got in. So attacking wise, I was delighted, but to attack you need to defend properly, and if you're attacking properly and keeping the ball, it means you're not defending as much. And we've made the mistakes in the last few games, mainly because we haven't held the ball for as long as we could do. But today we looked a real threat. We were, they didn't. We were getting them facing their own goal. They couldn't get out. We were pressurising and we make life difficult. And from my point of view as a manager, that's all I want. I want to see them give everything, and they've given me everything. But for the fans today, I'm sure they enjoyed that, and I'm delighted for them.
And from adversity, it's been a difficult December, but the team have really stepped up today, and that's got to give you confidence going to the Hive on New Year's Day.
Absolutely. We've played so many games. We have played a ridiculous amount of games. It's like one game every 3.5 days or something like that for the last 10 weeks, near enough. And we haven't got a squad to cope with it. It's something that we have been talking about. That we need to make sure that next year that this can't happen again. We're so short on numbers. We need to make sure that we've got a stronger squad through August to carry us through the difficult months. We've had a poor September last year and this year. Last year we had a poor November and start of December. This year we've had a poor December, and it's because we haven't got the foundations in place. We're bringing players in who aren't at the tempo that we need them to be, and we're playing players who are coming back from injury, and it's very, very difficult. But those lads out there have played with that energy today, and they've played near enough every single one of those games through necessity, not through want, and they played through illness, injury, and that's why they deserve all the credit today. I'll take the stick, but we can only pick the side that we've got and the fit ones, and everyone's putting their hand up and wanting to play, and they've done themselves proud today.
And that's it, that a lot of people were maybe fearing, looking at the league table, looking at recent results, fearing that maybe it would be a home win today, but it shows what this team are capable of on their day.
Well, and that's the thing that we want to harness. Is we've last year we struggled away from home, but this year we've gone to Gateshead and should have won that game. We've gone to Southport, we've gone to Kidderminster, we've come to Woking, we've gone to Eastleigh and played very well. We've gone to Telford and beaten them. We're a side that has got that ability to go and do it, and sometimes at home, we haven't had the quality in the final third that makes a difference. We've created so many chances. We had 16 shots on Friday. 16 shots the game before. We had 10 shots on Friday. We've had probably the same again at least. So we're creating the chances. It's just we haven't been able to get it over the line. And both goals today were a little bit scrappy, but they were put in the right areas and people attacking the right areas, and that's when you make your own luck. So we've got that determination, we've got that grip, and I think everyone's seen, even against Barnet, they're 100% with each other, and they're 100% playing for themselves, for each other, for the club, for me, for the staff, and they want to do well, and they always have done. They're honest boys. They make mistakes, and sometimes they don't do the right thing, but it's not for the want of trying. And so today was a big reward for them.